Now, sometimes the private sector looms very large in our lives, as it has over the past 30 years, where corporations, particularly global corporations, have gained an enormous amount of economic power and political influence in this era of globalization. There are other times when in the public headlines the private sector looms large. So over the last few years, nation states have made headlines by bailing out banks and other financial institutions that have gotten in trouble on the last financial downturn. Now, oftentimes we think of the private sector versus the public sector, but more often than not, these two work together to create something we might call the market state. There's another way of looking at resources altogether, and that's through a lens called the commons. So what is the commons?
It's about reclaiming sovereignty of control for managing resources and developing an ethical, even spiritual way of life.
Building social relationship in such a way that all those things we need to reproduce our livelihoods will be shared in a fair way and managed in a sustainable way.
¿Cómo explicar que no somos el otro, a quienes hablan con distancia? Cuando no con desprecio de estos jóvenes acampados. Que aquí estamos todos juntos, parados, precarios, despedidos,
eternos becarios,
estudiantes,
hipotecados, de los que no somos.
Algunos tenemos trabajo, contrato indefinido, incluso llegamos a fin de mes.
No nos ahoga la hipoteca y también estamos acampados, también estamos hartos.
Hemos salido a habitar por fin un espacio común, a crear con nuestra presencia un espacio nuevo en el que hablar.
Contar quiénes somos, qué necesitamos, qué hemos aprendido hasta ahora.
Nos hemos juntado en las plazas para hablar, para decidir juntos lo que queremos.
Para que nadie decida más por nosotros lo que no queremos.
Hemos salido a compartir nuestros saberes, a generar alegría, potencia y vida.
A alterar con este gesto lo privado y lo público.
Con ello a cambiar el mundo, porque lo personal sigue siendo incuestionablemente político.
Y lo político empieza por lo personal.
Hemos salido a indagar con quién vivimos y nos hemos dado cuenta de que no es verdad lo que nos han contado. No somos distintos.
Somos distintos, no estamos lejos.
No somos adversarios.
No queremos robarnos los unos a los otros lo poco que tenemos.
Nos hemos dado cuenta de que somos uno mismo, incluso si no compartimos la lengua ni el equipo de fútbol. Nos caemos bien, estamos a favor unos de otros.
Hemos descubierto que somos más generosos de lo que creíamos.
Nos interesa lo que nos estamos contando y queremos seguir hablando.
Que el nuevo nos impidan sentarnos en las plazas y nos cierren las ciudades y los continentes.
Hemos descubierto que habitar estas plazas es darles vida y que dar vida juntos a nuestras ciudades es darnos vida a nosotros mismos.
Hemos descubierto que todos juntos hacemos mejor que ellos, que juntos estamos mejor que solos. Hemos descubierto que la política era precisamente eso.
Estamos pletóricos.
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 Y energía.
Pletóricos.
¿Cómo explicárselo a ellos que no sienten este gozo?
First you told us only through you could we know God, and if we dared to question, He wouldn't spare the rod. For you we worked the soil, for you we dug the moors, for you we shed our blood and fought so many pointless wars. And now you try to tell us there's nothing we can do. You say the world around us belongs fairly to the few, but about 6 billion people no doubt will agree this world is our home, not your property. It's the commons, our right of birth. And you who would enclose the land all around the earth, our future is your downfall when we cut this ball and chain. You who'd sacrifice the public good for your private gain. With our sweat we built the railroads, built cities on these shores, but because you own the money, You see that it's all yours. We laid the phone lines and the pipelines, and then right before our eyes, you see these things are taxes paid for. You now will privatize. Privatize the hospitals. Privatize the schools. Privatize the prisons for all those who break your rules, and preparing for the day when all the wells run dry. You say you own the very rain that falls down from the sky, but it's the commons, our right of birth. And you own the water all around the earth. Our future is your downfall. Only cut this ball and chain. You who sacrifice the public good for private gain. Claim to own the harvest with your terminator seeds. You claim to own the genomes of every animal that breeds. You claim to own our culture and the music that we play. And with each song that we download, to your coffers we must pay. You'd even own my name, and you'd say it's for the best. Maybe you'll let us on your radio if our songs can pass your test. You own country, you own western, you say you've given us a choice. You may own the airwaves, but you'll never own my voice. It's the commons, our right of birth. And you who'd own the music all around the earth. Our future is your downfall when you cut this ball and chain. You who'd sacrifice the public good for your private gain. It's the commons, our right of birth.